What's going on, everyone? The Capybara Go 1 year anniversary event just dropped, and there is so much in this event we got to talk about. So let's dive right in. We got the cake in the top right. Fantastic. We've got one of the events that's actually going to be opening in about a week. It's going to be the Picnic Monopoly, probably more rewards and all that good stuff. We'll start with the Capybara Birthday Go gift box. This is pretty interesting. So this is the choice chest. You can see here, as you go along, you can get a bunch of rewards like more anniversary points and all this good stuff. And as you get more anniversary points, you are potentially going to be able to get a bunch of really solid rewards. I personally think the Immortal Supreme selection box is the way you want to go. But you can see here, injecting anniversary coins will randomly grant anniversary points, and each injection also gives you a random reward. So you have a chance, let's say, 50% chance to actually end up getting 5 anniversary points. So you kind of can think of this as like you need 40 little injections to get the unique selection box. The selection box can include a bunch of, mounts and cores and artifacts that can be pretty strong. The way you get these is through some of the other events. We'll talk about those next. We got the Candy Marble Machine. This one, you kind of just drop things and you can see there's a chance to get grape or mixed puddings. And there's the Hidden Vault, which can give you advanced alchemy regions and immutable stones, which is kind of exciting. There's also a track down here that allows you to get more and more rewards. Some of these are pretty exciting, like extra keys, extra wishing scrolls. Eventually, you can get some double S equipments and all that stuff. This is more whale territory. But there's all sorts of stuff. You use these little swap talismans. So you purchase these with gems or by just earning some by doing tasks, and then you can swap them into your orange candy and then actually start going through and utilizing that to just kind of spin like we did for the Ninja Turtle event. There's no real strategy to this or anything like that, but you use these, and there's going to be a separate exchange stop for this. You can see there's going to be the grape puddings and the assorted puddings. Each one of these separate events, by the way, are going to give you access to different shops. The first thing, and the reason why I wanted to talk about that little Supreme selection box, is this is where the anniversary coins are. So you can actually pick up these anniversary coins to spend them into the Cappy birthday gift to get the Supreme selection box. The Supreme selection box is pretty good. Let's just assume that you need 40 of them, right? You need 40 of them from the shop. You can get 20 of them here. So it's not like guaranteed, I believe, right? It says it will randomly grant anniversary points, and each injection also grants an additional reward. But if you look at the reward preview, I guess it does guarantee you some points. You're going to get a 50% chance. So I take that back. Instead of 40, it's actually 20 coins to be able to spin the box. So essentially, every single purchase from the Candy Marble Machine is going to be necessary if you want to go this direction. So you're going to need 1,800 of the mixed puddings to guarantee yourself a spin on the Supreme box. So that can be a risk you want to take. But I want to talk about each shop as we go along. For this one, for the mixed assorted puddings, the anniversary coins are pretty exciting. Okay, they're honestly pretty exciting. I like thinking about getting an extra mount. The other thing that's really exciting is Divine Weapon Cubes. This is the first time we've been able to get Divine Weapon Cubes outside of the martial arts tournament. Now, here's the thing. This is a very odd amount. If you spend 450 assorted puddings, you can get 15 Divine Weapon Cubes. That is not enough to actually make any meaningful difference because you get 30 per martial arts tournament. But it's really important to remember that if they're doing it for this anniversary event, it may be in a time in the future where we can get more Divine Weapon Cubes to accelerate our double S progression. This is one that's super on my list. I'm going to think about going for the anniversary coins. We'll see how many actual sorted puddings I get. If you can get the 20 anniversary coins, it's probably worth it because you're going to be able to select, a really solid piece of either artifact or your flyer number 1, which I still don't have. So that's going to be nice. If you don't have one of these mounts or one of these artifacts, it's probably going to be worthwhile for you to acquire it, right? If you do have all of them, that's where I'm like, ooh, Divine Weapon Cubes. Or maybe you can get all of the above. So anniversary coins, if I can get the full 20, interesting. Divine Weapon Cubes look very solid for me. The rest of these are like treasures. I don't really care about them all that much. There's the limited brand selection box, the S rank gear and weapon selection box as usual, the S epic legacy box, which is really solid, and the blessing synergy scroll. So my prioritizations are going to be, if I can get 20 anniversary coins, I'm getting that, which is great. Okay, Divine Weapon Cubes look amazing, and this is the first time, honestly, where the collectible also looks interesting to me. And the reason that is a skill crit rate. Skill crit rate's a very tough thing to get, and it may not be something that you can actually acquire in the future, but that might be a consideration for me. My prioritization is going to be the anniversary coins and the divine weapon cubes. After that, I may consider the first anniversary cake or the S rank gear / weapon selection box. I no longer really need the limited brand selection box. I already have my mythic Joker, so I'm not even going to worry about that. The S Epic Legacy box, though, does look very intriguing to me to continue to upgrade here. And then the Blessing Synergy Scroll are kind of my prioritizations. For the normal exchange, this is very, very similar to previous ones, guys. When you scroll down, you're going to see the very important ones. Obviously, if you need more assorted puddings, great, pick those up. Elite packs, #1 priority, alongside gem keys, legendary keys, and wishing scrolls. Make sure you get all those. After that, really, really important that you get the inheritance book selection box, then the S Epic Legacy box. If you need one of these legacies in here, it's going to be really, really important. And then after that, you can kind of spend it on you know, whatever. You can do some random hero box. You can do the Mount Core selection box. I generally lean towards the Mount Core selection box, but there are some cool skins in here too. You know, that gives you like global attack and stuff. I mean, that's not bad. They're kind of fun if you're interested in the cosmetics. But again, keys, scrolls, elite packs, #1 priority, then inheritance book selection box, then the Epic Legacy box / you know, the Mount Cores if you need them. So that's going to be the Candy Marble Machine. That's only one of the events. We also have the Candlelight Fair. This one's very similar to the Easter egg event. Now, I was looking through here, and you can see kind of the best one is, let's see here. There should be, the standard heart cake price is 120. Okay. Then you can get up to 4.5 times the standard price. So my understanding of this is the maximum price of this could be 540 little first anniversary exchange vouchers. The way you get these cakes is by doing the tasks. You consume energy, same thing as normal. When you look here, and if I go to sell, yes, I have my price, but I have all the price of my friends as well. So if I were to refresh here, it's going to change my price value. So look, 223% value. Exchange again, 112% value. That's still not as much as, you know, some of these guys get. So the obvious prioritization is you really want to make sure you're actively selling these cakes, because if you do not, you're going to get your price, which is oftentimes going to be the lowest price that you could possibly ask for. Again, assuming this is correct and I'm doing my math correct, 120 is the standard price. Okay, and if I'm going at 4.5 times the standard price, that is a total of 540 is the max. So if you're getting like 80% of that, just sell. Just sell. So if you're around like the 440 range or so, immediately sell. I'm happy with that. Honestly, if I'm getting around 70% value, I would go for that as well. It really depends on kind of how often it refreshes. I read through this really quickly, but I don't believe that it refreshes as often as the Easter egg event. So you will see. You can choose to sell heart cakes at the price set by guild members or friends, or waiting for the right moment to sell. So you want to have as many friends as possible, but I believe it refreshes daily. I believe, and so just try to get the best prices you can, even at 70% value. It's less common than the Easter egg event. Then we've got the guest sign-in book. This is just, you sign in, you open up puzzles, and you'll start to get rewards. Some of these rewards are pretty good, right? You get a free double S Arcana, which is sick, okay? Free Arcana, amazing. Definitely at least log in, okay? At least log in. It looks like there are 7 puzzles, so you only have to log in 7 of the 17 days. So just log in, guys. It's just free value. And then we have the Cake Lucky Wheel. Okay, so the Cake Lucky Wheel, you can get some extra cakes from or marshmallows from the purchase here, and you can also get some from, you know, just, I think it was the Candlelight Fair shop, which I will talk about in just a moment. I'll come back to that. The Cake Lucky Wheel, the reason why I wanted to jump over here real quick is, yes, there's the limited time, and you're probably not going to be able to get these really, really important ultimate prizes, okay? You can see every single time it guarantees the ultimate prize, which is the 5 cakes. That is a lot of cakes to be able to acquire your big upgrades, okay? However, it's not unlikely to get a couple of them. The up wish letters are fantastic. The anniversary coins look good. And then there's the divine weapon cubes. Guys, if you can get 5 purchases, if you can get 5 cakes, yes, you can pick up a couple different things. You can even pick up the Phantom Thief Cappy. No one cares about that. You can't pick up any like meaningful mount or artifact. Get the Divine Weapon Cubes, because you can get 5 of them. Times 3 is 15. Plus you get the 3 times 5 purchases from the other shop. That gives you 30. That saves you 2 weeks of time. So that's gonna be the number 1 priority. If you can't get to 5, probably just get the up wish letters. It's really solid to get these. These are really, really nice. But it's not unlikely for you to get some of these cakes, right? Because every 30 times you get a limited reward, which is one of these cakes. So let's say you go 300 draws. You're gonna go 300 draws. You get 5, 6, so that's 11, 15, 20, right? So 300 draws gives you 20, which is why you can pick up the artifact or the mount, but you're not going to get the ultimate prize, right? Unless you're whaling out, okay? Because the only way you can get these is through money, or you can get 20 here, and then you can get a couple from the Candlelight Fair, which is shown here. So you can get 5 purchases, or 4 purchases of 5, which is 20. So in total, you can get like 20, you can get 20 here, and you can get 20 there, and then you can get a few from the shops and stuff, or a few from the events and certain tasks. So you're looking at like 50 to 60. That's not nearly enough to get one of the artifacts or mounts, but it might be enough. It might be enough if you get lucky with the cake wheel to get you those Divine Weapon Cubes. So hopefully, fingers crossed that you're going to get that, okay? For the Candlelight Fair shop, though, this is pretty interesting. There's a couple of different options here. We have the Awakening Core Selection Box. Now, normally I wouldn't care about this, but remember, these are the Universal Crystal Boxes. And I don't remember if I saw that in the candy machine, but usually these treasures don't have that. It has to be an Awakening Core Selection Box. Yep, that's what I thought. So in the Candlelight Fair, the Awakening Core Selection Box gives you the Universal Crystal. Universal Crystal is really nice if you haven't reached a Mythic Weapon. If you've already reached a Mythic Weapon, I wouldn't consider myself really wanting this. But that is something to consider. In here, though, guess what? Elite Packs, Gem Keys, Wishing Scrolls, Legendary Keys. All top priorities. After that, we also have Upwish letters. Now, those are the same price as the Wishing Scrolls. Upwish letters, also incredibly good. So definitely on the higher end. We have Inheritance Book Selection Boxes, still fantastic. The Epic Legacy Boxes, the S Epic Legacy Box, and then the S Rank Gear Selection Box, right? All of which are fantastic. So we basically have like 2 events enrolled into one, right? Because these are 2 separate stores, the Candlelight Fair and the Candy Marble Machine, 2 separate ones, but both giving very similar rewards. And then we have a free double S Arcana, and then we have the Lucky Wheel, which we might be able to get some more rewards out of. And then we have the Picnic Monopoly, which isn't even shown yet. And then we have the special gift pack, which just gives you some free keys. Pretty sick, guys. Honestly, this event looks like it's loaded with rewards, and I'm pretty excited about it. Would I be spending gems on this? Honestly, there's so many good things in this store specifically. I think it's worthwhile. Getting access to, the S tier selection boxes, getting access to potentially limited brand boxes if you need that. The legendary gem chests are always good. The synergy scrolls are good, but most importantly, the anniversary coins, the divine weapon cubes, and even the first anniversary cake to get the skill crit rate might be worthwhile for you. You can even get the haunted house to get the final damage reduction. Ooh, that could be good as well if you really need some more damage reduction. But there's a lot of good stuff here. It might be worth, spending some gems on this event. This is definitely one of the better events inside the game. And will I be going for all out here? I don't know. Let's see. It's 6,000 per 100. So that's 6,000. 6 times 18 puts you pretty in the hole, to be honest. Ooh, what is that? That is 108,000 gems. 108,000 gems, I believe. So that can get a little bit tricky. But yeah, that's a lot of gems to spend. If you do get all those rewards, it might be worthwhile. There is a Mystic Sea going on right now. Not that that's going to be extremely important for a lot of you, but if you really, really do want one of these Arcanas, and can you upgrade on that path? Just something to keep in mind. 32,000 is what you're going to need for that. I have a lot of gem chests, so I think I might dump 108,000 gems into this event because it's a pretty solid one. And we're going to be on this event for a while, so I may as well get all the progression I can. It's not like there's going to be a better event that comes around, So in my initial impressions, again, I haven't done all the calculations on how many rewards you can already earn as free to play versus pay to play and using your gems and etc. This looks like an event that you probably do want to spend your gems on because of how many pieces of value there are in it. Even in the Candlelight fair, you can see here, it's not like you can purchase more of these as far as I've seen. And so you just do your tasks and kind of get your value there. The Cake Lucky Wheel, you can pick up a couple of extra marshmallows if you really wanted to for a little bit of gems. But generally, the Candy Marble Machine is where all your gems go. And again, if you pick up, let's say, 1,800 of these things, plus the tasks, which, you know, you get what? 10 per, there's probably like, you know, I don't know, 500-600 in here. So 1,800 plus, you know, 600 or so might get you to an inheritance book box or so, plus the random insignias. You might get a little bit of extra value there. And then of course, all these keys and such. So there's a lot of value to be had in spending your gems on this. So if you're considering, okay, I got a lot of gem stockpile, this is a good place to use it. It's a pretty good place to use it. Let me know what you think about the anniversary event, guys. Free SS Arcana, lots of rewards, multiple events. Seems pretty exciting. I'm excited. You know, I think they did a reasonable job with it. There's nothing like unique about the events, but that's pretty typical. It's just good rewards, and I like good rewards. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all for the next one.